So, aloha, everybody, and welcome to Deprogramming Implanted Mind Research Group. Doesn't that sound like very sophisticated?
Yep, and everything that brought up and let down. We all choose to destroy and upgrade all that.
Ultimate, triple 360 Vaporize, triple 360 Liquify, Vaporize, Liquify, Vaporize, Liquify. So I've brought together some bigger groups because there's. Let me give you a little bit of background. Wow, many years ago, I started to perceive that I could actually, there was a way to exit all limitation. Like we could actually, there was a convoluted path, but there was a path that we could actually step out of all limitation. And like for me, it was the time is now. Like, let's get started. And so I've been on this exploration to find different ways of removing things. And it was a big breakthrough when I recognized that there's a lot of manipulation in this reality. And then started looking at who are the players who are manipulating. And the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, gods, programs, false light, all those different players one at a time kind of came online for me. And I focused on them and I figured out, and we as a group shared awareness around it, and we found ways to disable parts of those or totally remove it from our universe. And like each one has its own thing. There's been one that's been elusive this entire time for me. Early on, I talked about it as supermind, mind matrix, AI, synthetic mind. And today, when I connect to it, I use the title of implanted mind. So there's your mind, the body, the mind in the body. There's the mind that the being has. And then there's another energy that I'm calling implanted mind that interfaces in all of that. And I want to look at that today because it's remained hidden and gnarly in a way that I've not been able to take it apart. And I know that when I get a group together and I start sharing and we start talking about it and tuning into it, all of this information surfaces. And it's the group awareness that generates a lot of change. So I'm like, okay, time to bring a group together. Let's do this. And so that's the goal today, is to share awareness around this. And it's mostly an energetic thing, but we'll do it verbally as well, and see what we can shift and see what information we can begin to surface around that. So that's where we're going today. I'd like to start first off with Rosie doing a activation, and during that you'll want to mute your video or to stop your video and mute yourself, and then we'll have Rosie go full screen here. I'll actually mute me.
I'm just seeing your picture. Ah, there I am. All right. Hi, everybody. Well, I want to invite you to kick off those shoes. Whoops. See my bare feet? Stand up. And I want to invite you not to look at me, or if you are looking at me, you can close your eyes. If you are looking at me, pay attention to how we have the tendency to look outside of ourselves for how we move, how we talk, how we think, how we dress, and just kind of pay attention to that. So start out by moving the energy of your day, or your evening, or your night. And since I've been swimming already, I've been doing a lot of movement like this, and like this. And then as you're moving your day, start playing with your movement. So maybe you want to stretch it a little further. Ah. Ooh. Or maybe you want to speed it up. Or maybe you want to just shift it all together. Ooh, I'm here. And I'm kind of jumping around. And notice how when you start moving, you have a tendency to like take in more air. So play with really paying attention to your breath. And breathing in and feeling your chest and your abdomen, taking in that air. And then breathe down, 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 down into the earth. And feel that earth energy, the heart of the earth energy, coming up in your body. Noticing, how does that feel in your body? And let it bring up your awareness, your authentic body awareness, and your appreciation for this body that we have the amazing possibilities that being in a body brings us that nothing else does. So feel that body and let that earth energy let you feel your body even more. And then take that energy out. The earth energy with your energy. Just let it expand out. Solar system, universe, the multiverse. Beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. To your infinite realms of your infinite being. And let it just be expanding your capacity to wonder, to explore, to awaken in new ways. To awaken your creativity with magic and energy. Energizing who you truly be. Feel that. Feel that magic to create in your body. How does that feel? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So feel that in your body. And now, when you really feel it, feel that kind of tingling in your body. And where you're not feeling tingling, move it around a little bit more till you do. Ooh, you got to even move my head around. Get it up there, get it up there, get it up there. Now, when you feel really nice and juiced up here, let that energy flow out. Flow out to all of us. Ready? Be with your body and let it flow out. Oh, flow out in all directions. Because we're all direction. Oh, maybe some of us are even up there, down there. Well, I don't know, but let it flow out. And as you're flowing out, let yourself receive it. Oh, yeah. All right. Let it out. Bring it in. Oh, feel. Let that exponentialize your capacity for magic and creation, and to be even more present. And let's see what magic with creating, perceiving and creating beyond synthetic mind constructs can we bring forward today with Jaden and Max. Woohoo!
Woo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosie.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Live video performance. That's what she's usually doing. You just hear audio, you hear the heavy breathing. Now you know why. She's doing a lot of moving.
It's so cool to see it for the first time. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was moving too.
Yeah. So feel free to turn your video back on if that's something you're feeling inclined to desire to do. If not, feel free to leave it off. There's no requirement about the video. Recognize that this video will be shared with people outside of this group, or may be shared with people outside of this group. And that includes the likeness and image of your video. So just full disclosure.
So you want to be sure there's light on your face so we can
so we can see you really well. Yeah. There's dark
There's
shadow
you,
in the background. So Max, you want
Yeah.
to get us warmed up here?
Yeah. So what is everything that we can change, that you can change, just because we're in the space and we just change things?
Yeah.
Whew. To expand out beyond the universe, beyond the multiverse,
Wow.
beyond the beyondiverse, beyond that, past the infinite realms and infinite being, and everything we can just change because we're in the space of change. Do you choose to go ahead and change all that now?
Yes, I choose
Yes,
that.
I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 336 vaporize, liquefy.
Oh. And what is everything you decided is impossible to change today that actually is possible to change today? Whoa! Woo! Woo! That is, do you choose to destroy and create all that?
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 336 vaporize.
Woo! Yeah. Woo. Yeah. And all the voices in your head that you thought were you, that actually aren't you. Do you choose to destroy and then create all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations you made about yourself because of those voices?
Yes, I choose that.
Ooh.
Yes, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 336 vaporize, rescindable key camera claim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize.
Wow. Yeah. And everything you bought from all the churches, cults, religions, institutions, gurus, teachers, that is not a contribution to you. Do you choose to now destroy and uncreate everything around that?
Except for the ones from
Yes, I
Jaden.
choose that.
Just kidding. Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Maybe especially Jaden. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Rescindable key camera claim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That feels like we're in a pretty good space.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So what's been interesting for me around this topic of what I'm now calling implanted mind is, wow. Yeah, so where to start? So what would be the most useful place to start with this group? And receive. Receive. It's, wow.
So all the unknowable, unspeakable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, energy fog cloaking, manipulation, and everything else up around us. Do we all destroy?
Expand says universe, multiverse, beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. Everything, all that is, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. All dimension vaporize, 336 liquefy. So what I've noticed for me is, as I used to be pestered by entities. Like in the beginning, it was entities, and then I learned to manage and clear that, and then it became aliens, and then I learned to clear that, and then it became programs, and I learned to clear that, and it became gods, and I learned to clear that, and it's like my universe, my space kept getting quieter, but there was always not always, I don't want to say it that way. Who the players were constantly reorganizing and rearranging themselves. So there were times in the early days where I'd learned over time that sometimes mind was in, and then mind would be gone, and sometimes program stuff was in, and sometimes alien stuff or God stuff, or I'd learned to identify some of those different frequencies. Not always, some of them were blurry and I couldn't quite tell, but the mind one has come and gone and evolved over time. And some of the symptoms that I've noticed in my life about mind are, what if, let me start at the core, what if when the way it's designed to be is that your mind is actually quiet enough that you can perceive the subtle information that your body provides, quiet enough that you can perceive your awareness about what's going on in your reality. And what if mind has shown up on the scene to generate noise, to mask and hide all of that, as well as do some other things? So what I notice for me is when mind is in, my mind is thinking about stuff. Like, it's in the context sometimes of my life. Sometimes it used to be fear-based. Like I'm thinking about, how the bad stuff, and it would take that. And as I cleared that up, it doesn't go into that space anymore. Now it tangles. It's generally trying to tangle in limitation. So if your mind is busy thinking and wrestling with stuff, processing, if you notice you can't slow down, your body doesn't seem to be able to relax, you probably, or you might have mind running. Thoughts come up that you didn't ask for. Like stuff pops into your head that's not on the topic you're engaging, and it's not awareness, and like immediately it pops up and it disturbs you, probably mind. My favorite songs in your head, just kind of a clip of a song keeps looping around. Things I've not been thinking about, it just kind of pops in there. Another one that happens a lot in my reality is explaining or justifying things. You ever ask who are you explaining yourself to? Ah. What if you're explaining yourself to implanted mind? Feel that. So where's everywhere that you have been conditioned to explain your actions and your thoughts and your awarenesses of things in your head to implanted mind, so it can understand, because it can't hear your awarenesses and it can't hear your body's information. Wow. And everything, all that is, and all the systems and structures and all the things in place that have you talk to implanted mind and explain things to implanted mind. Can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, all dimension, vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. Triple 360, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Or one that happens to me is a favorite thing is if you're a person who does teaching, which is kind of what I do here, I'll find myself pre-teaching things to mind to explain it to mind. Like anytime I notice myself pre-teaching something or pre-going over what I'm going to talk about or something, I'm generally talking to mind. So that's another symptom or another indicator for me. If you notice it in yourself, or if you notice in other people, you ask them a question and there's a long delay, that's often a symptom of mind. Like it's actually, that information's going in, it's going out to some mind way far away. The answer's being processed, and then it comes back and it releases that information. Or if you've noticed that you've cleared in an area, like I'll extensively clear on some topic. Like I want it just gone. I want it space. And then I start to notice there's these light things that are back in there again, but they're not exactly mine, but they're in that topic area. That's also for me a symptom of mind. And it can be mind in me, or I can have entities in my body. And that also has, I can be hearing their mind, or entities even around me, and I can be hearing their mind as inside of my body. It also sounds like mind going on. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around mind, and everything that hides, masks, cloaks mind, and all the disinformation around mind? Everything, all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes,
I
I
choose that.
Yeah, I choose that.
Vaporize,
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 333 vaporize, 333 liquefy. Rescind, evoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will universe. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy.
Yeah, and everything this is bringing up for everyone on the call, do you choose just to go ahead and destroy and then create all that?
Yeah, I choose
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize,
Yeah.
liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 333 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize.
Yeah, and
So-
then everywhere it's this is one more thing that's you have to deal with. Do you choose to destroy and create everything around that?
Yeah, I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy,
One
vaporize.
Vaporize,
more
liquefy,
thing.
vaporize, liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim.
Ooh, yeah, and
Because what
everywhere
it actually is you've always been doing it, but you've not had awareness around it. Now you'll get awareness, and so you have more choice around it. I'm sorry, Max, keep going.
Yeah, exactly. And everywhere that Jaden had some issues with this, so that means you have to have issues with this.
Oh, it's important to do that. Absolutely. You got to take on Jaden's limitation at every turn. Yeah. Wait a minute, Max. That's supposed to be helpful. No, I'm vaporizing.
Ooh. Yeah. And anything preventing you from knowing that you actually are more powerful than implanted mind.
Yeah.
Oh, and everything that's saying no around that, please. Type to now, please.
Pre-tag, pre-capset, tracer, scan it out. And so what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, gods that support implanted mind, that are in your system, that work to make implanted mind more hidden, make implanted mind more accessible, or make implanted mind more potent in any way? Wow. And where were you when all those energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, trace, scan ideal, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, trace, scan ideal. Wow. And what are all the stories, agendas, and opinions that they're under and involved in? And who or what is everyone and everything involved in those same stories or agendas or opinions or in service to that? And everyone above and below that and above and below that, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, trace, scan ideal. And who or what creators source that, creators source that, creators source that, creators source those, creators source those, all the way back to prime, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, all. And where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? And can we banish all these energies from all your universes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I choose that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I-
Prime creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, announce, vaporize. Was everything you agreed you would do for them, they agreed they would do for you? Can we destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Was everything that was the benefit or value of engaging them and everything that was not the benefit or value of engaging them? Can we destroy and create all those?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, announce, vaporize, liquefy. Prime creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Sovereign being, somebody, free will universe, vaporize. That got quieter.
Yeah. So what is everything remaining preventing you from being more powerful than implanted mind? Ooh, and everything that is, do you choose to destroy and then create all that?
I choose that.
I choose that.
Yeah.
Vaporize.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend book you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, bash, anguish, bash, anguish, bash, anguish.
And anything preventing you from using this information to empower you, do you choose to destroy and then create all that?
Yeah. Yeah, I choose that.
choose
Vaporize,
that.
liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy.
Ooh.
Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize.
Whew. Okay, that feels a little bit better.
Yeah. A little bit more space there. So, and we'll talk more about mind as we go along, and I'll start to, once you get to see, some of this more unfolds, I'll start having you share about your perception of it. So that will come. What I want to start with is like, is this an issue in your reality? For some people, it may not be, or it might be a medium one, or it might be a bigger one. So what percent of your thoughts is that you have on an average basis do you embody create? What percent does implanted mind create? What percent does something else create? And that could be entities, that could be other stuff. Okay. And what do you notice?
For me, Jaden, I get about 20% of my body
Mhm.
and mine, and then somewhere between 40 and 50 for implanted.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anybody else?
And all the unknowable, unspeakable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, energy fog, cloaking, and all manipulation around this. Do we choose to destroy and then create all that?
Yeah, I choose that.
Yeah.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Resend book you can't reclaim, and now it's vaporize. And you might not get a percent. You might just get like medium lump, big lump, no lump, or whatever was. So choose what percent of your thoughts do your body create? Like, do your body source? I want to use that word, source. What percent does implanted mind source? What percent does something else source? And what do you notice?
Hey, Jaden, it's Moana.
Hi,
Kia ora.
Kira.
I'm like at the moment today. I'm getting a lot with implanted, a lot less with body. Residues with other. It's like I can't even put a percentage on it.
Yeah.
It's shifting.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Sandra. I got my thoughts were really small, like it's very little, and then the next category was like probably with max, just medium, and the last one was huge.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Cool. Thank you. And just keep your awareness on that segment, that whatever that huge segment is. Cool. Thank you.
So online, I'm getting from Missy, 20% body mind, 70% implanted, and something else about 20%.
Cool. Anybody else?
I'm getting about 33% for all three.
Okay. Cool. That's an indication of there's no manipulation at all. So what is everything? So first of all, what is all the form structure significance we have around the topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the projections, rejections, separations we have around the topic? Wow.
Ooh.
And what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, and detectable around the topic? Unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, and booby traps around this topic.
Ooh, there we go.
And everything that is, can we destroy and create all those?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Resend book you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. Okay. Okay.
There's something connected. This is cool. There's something connected in my chest. And it felt like it came out, and then I don't think it came out.
Yeah, so what I do when I can feel those is like, just perceive what that is, grab it with your hand. I'll get up bigger here. Grab it with your hand and just energetically intend to remove it and throw it out of the universe. That's how I like to handle the physical things.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, or
Wow.
you can just go destroy and create it, or sometimes I'll do both. I'll take it out and then I'll destroy and create it. And you may need to do it a couple times to get all of the pieces and parts, but that's how I like to do the physical things personally. Yeah, so play with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what percent do you function in authentic awareness? What percent do you function in implanted mind? What percent do you function in something else? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable around all this. Can we just try and get all that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
choose
I
that.
choose
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend book you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Oh. So what percent do you function in authentic awareness? What percent do you function on implanted mind? What percent do you function in something else? And what do you notice?
Yeah, for that one, I didn't receive percents,
Okay.
but it was a small amount of awareness, greatly larger of mind, and then a small amount of something else.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess I'm there too.
Yeah. Anybody else?
It
Jaden
varies
did
too.
the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing,
This is-
Roseanne?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
This is
Yeah,
Lori.
mine was
Hi, Lori.
When you did the first round of clearings, I had a little bit of mind and just of my authentic mind and body, and then a little bit of the installed mind, and it was totally hazy until you did the second, what it felt like energy fog, until
Yeah.
you did second clearing. And that's what I got again with this one, is a little bit of my authentic awareness, some of the installed mind, and then it's a big foggy haze again. So could you do the clearing again?
Yeah, yeah. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, and all the Wernicke's commands, booby traps, and anything else that's generating lockdown around this information?
Ooh.
And everything all that is, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Spanish anchor, Spanish anchor, Spanish anchor, Spanish anchors. And when I ask these questions of myself, one of the things I've learned to do, especially as I get into weirder topics, and we'll get into weirder, is that you
And everything that brought up in
and everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. It's like, I've like, you know, if you've been with me for a while, like early on, we started looking at copies and clones and weird things like that. And it's like, there's so much weird stuff possible in this reality that I stay in the space of like, well, I just wonder what this is. Like, I really don't have any significance or importance about it. So it's like, where's everywhere that any of us are look at these percents or look at this information with, oh, I got to see what's right for me, and I got to see what's really going on, and everything that you have that creates significance or importance around the information, rather than just, well, I wonder what this is. Like, whatever, I don't care. Everything that's in your way of being in the whatever, I don't care kind of space, can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimensions. Triple 360 vaporize. Resend book you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. That's the energy to play with when you get into exploring these new topics. It's like, whatever, I get whatever I get. So what percent do you function on authentic awareness? What percent do you function on implanted mind? What percent do you function on something else? And just kind of notice what you notice there. And yeah, where do I want to go with that? So what's the most useful direction to go here?
So everything that brought up and let down for everybody, do we choose to destroy and uncreate all that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I choose
Yeah.
that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, bulk, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize.
Cool.
Jaden.
Yeah.
There is a lot of drugs, alcohol, medicines, medication.
Ah, yeah. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. So what are all the drugs, alcohol, medication, chemicals, manipulated energies, and all those other words that Max says?
Yeah, allergens, toxins, and emotional residue.
And emotional residues. And everything that is, can we dissipate and release, destroy and create?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, and allow yourself to pull up all drain plugs that you have and allow yourself to just flush, kind of rinse out, and just flush all this stuff down. Like pull up all the drain plugs until it's just like whoosh, right out. One way valve just lets everything right out. There you go. And I've been asking questions recently. It's like, how much of those plugs something that I put in to prevent other things from coming in, and how much are those plugs something else puts in to prevent something that's beneficial for me from coming in? Like I notice as soon as I pick up the drain plugs, I feel this whoosh of energy from the planet. And it's like, wow, okay, so what's plugging up the planet's energy from entering my body? This is the question I've been asking recently. So everything that is, everything that's plugging up your capacity to receive energy from the planet to your advantage, not the squirrely stuff, the stuff to your advantage, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Oh, yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 333 vaporize, 333 liquefy. Rescind, book, you can't reclaim, announce, vaporize, liquefy. So I wanna make a jump here. So what I had noticed for me is, and the song thing did it. The song lyrics playing in my head just really, I had energy on it. Still may have. And what I started asking a lot of questions, and I've asked tons of questions around this topic. It's like, what is implanted mind getting out of it? I could tell it was stuck in there. I could tell in some cases there are technologies that are doing it. I could tell in some cases it was something being broadcast from within my system. I could tell some places I was hardwired in, and I could trace down one and it would pop out in another, blah, blah, blah. So I could explore these different things, but it's like, what's the motivation here? And no matter what I did, like I used to think, oh, the lyrics are important, but they aren't. Like for me, they're not. They may be for you in your reality, but for mine, they weren't. They were just kind of a noise. The same thing would keep repeating. I looked for messages. I looked for all these spiritual significances, and then I gave up false light. And then when I finally started asking questions around like, well, is this hiding something or masking something that's going on? And feel the energy that brings up.
That's light.
Yeah. So what is, so how much are the thoughts that implanted mind inserts into your reality, or yeah, I'll say inserts into your reality, how much are the thoughts themselves useful or important to implanted mind, and how much are they a cover for something going on underneath?
Yep, the cover.
And all the unknowable, unspeakable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, energy fog, cloaking, and all manipulation around this.
And word and keys commands, booby traps around all this.
Yes, do we choose this right to create all those?
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. 333 vaporize, 333 liquefy. Rescind, book, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because there are some times where I can tell mind is inserting a certain thought because it wants me to grab that and create a limitation. I can tell sometimes mind is inserting a certain thought, hoping to trigger polarity that I have inside about that topic to trigger me to activate that polarity. But once you clear a lot of the polarities out, there isn't so much of that there. You just hear mind fishing for these different topics and like, what is it doing? So sometimes you can tell it's focused on what it's, or sometimes I can tell it's focused on what it's doing. Other times it doesn't seem, it's like nonsense that it's putting in, and it doesn't seem to care. Allow yourself to perceive all the times where what mind is doing is just inserting nonsense or distraction.
Wow.
And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, were Nikki's commands, booby traps, and all the stories you've told about what that is and why that's doing what that's doing. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. Triple 360, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend book, you can't reclaim it now. It's vaporize. So where is everywhere that you are processing for implanted mind? Where is everywhere that mind as a thinking apparatus is using you, using your body, using your being, using this planet to process information for it? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that. Can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, vote, can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Bash, anchors, bash, anchors, bash, anchors. Sovereign being, somebody free will.
Yeah, and everywhere this is making you feel small and powerless, you choose to destroy and then create all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. So what are all the, so allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe and bigger than the multiverse and bigger than beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And what are all the technologies, mechanisms, and illusions that are implemented by mind to make it bigger than you are?
Ooh.
And everything that is, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, book, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because interestingly enough, it requires you, and it requires things that you have access to, and we'll look deeper into that. But it's like if mind was as big and powerful as it eludes itself to be, it wouldn't require you, but it somehow needs all of us. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking? That hit a button. And Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of that and everything that is, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, book, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy. So what percent of your day, no, let's do it in hours. So choose how many hours of day are you processing for the implanted mind? More than 12, less than 12?
I got more.
More? Anybody
Okay.
less?
I got less.
Less?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we'll look at both sides. For those who got more, so how many? So how much is it? Wow. Okay, so where's everywhere that it's more than 18 and less or less than 18?
I got 30.
You got what? 30? 30?
30.
Oh, so you're working overtime. All right. Cool. I love it. Anybody else?
I got more than 18.
More than 18? Is more than 24, less than 24?
More.
More? Cool. Yeah. So we're just looking for, we're just looking to play with the numbers. So, and don't take significance on it. Just notice what you notice. Allow that to give you to look other places that you've not looked before. So
Nice.
for those of you who are less than 12, how many is more than 6? How many is less than 6?
Less than 6.
More than 6.
More than 6. So if
6
you're in the
exactly.
6 exactly. So if you're more than 6, how many is it? More than 8? Is it less than 8?
Less than 8.
Less than 8.
Less than 8. Okay. And I'll look at the 6. So less than 6. So how many is more than 3? Less than 3?
Right about 3.
Or right about 3? Cool. Okay. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps that you have around all of this? And expand the size of the universe, multiverse, beyond that, beyond that. And everything that is, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I
Yeah.
choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Rescind, bulk, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy. And I've been asking, and I will give you a set of cards of questions that I've been asking. When I'm taking something apart, I just ask bazillions of questions. And there are certain questions that I find I keep asking more than once because they seem to have juice to them. I'll give you the pages of cards that I have, and you can print them out and you can ask the questions and generate awareness, but we'll also do some digging here. So it's like when you're, so where do I want to go
Can
here?
I ask
Yes.
a question?
Yeah.
What's coming up for me is wondering how much of pain, stiffness, weight is related to the body the body's response to the synthetic mind complex, whatever it is, you know.
And how much is it? And how much is it a result of? How much is it giving you information about what you're processing for implanted mind?
Ooh.
And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Triple 360 liquefy. Rescind, evoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy. Banish, anchors.
And there's something more with this.
Oh, there's
and
a lot more.
Well, I mean, how much
Yeah.
is like labels for things, ADHD, diabetes, you know, like physical and mental diagnosis of abnormal is a way that manipulation keeps, the way manipulation is trying to hide what's going on, like focus on, yeah.
Wow. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around that. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Rescind, bulk, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy. So I'll give it to you. I'll give you where my exploration around this has gone. Like for me, I've had this sinus stuff going on for a long time, and have looked at clearing it from every way possibly imaginable. And let's say I've just done a lot of work on it. And what's interesting is when I look at, and I've come to this thing about, okay, well, it's food allergies. Okay, well, interesting point of view. But it's like in my mind, I had created, or I'd been coaxed into creating a connection between, say, dairy and certain responses. But what always bothered me is I could be in a dairy-free diet and still on occasion have that response for no reason. Or there are times I could consume dairy and not get that response. And it's like, well, wait a minute, this isn't a one-to-one correlation. There's something else going on. So recently I asked, how much does my sinus stuff, well, let me go one thing. How much does the allergies, quote unquote, that I have, the food allergies that I have, how much are they related to the ingesting of those foods, and how much does it have to do with implanted mind? And it almost knocked me to the floor. I'm like, okay. So it's like, then again, how much, what if it has nothing to do with those foods, and those foods are covers, or that whole story is a cover that implanted mind uses to justify or explain. Like if I just had weird stuff going on, I'd start digging around going, what is that? But because it's food, it's like, well, okay, so there's not much I can do with that. What if it's, allow yourself to perceive the areas of your life that don't change or haven't changed, or you've done work on and they don't seem to make any difference. And how much of it has to do with implanted mind or processing that you're doing, and how much has to do with something else. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that. Can we choose to destroy and cut all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. So, like, I've been asking a lot of questions on processing, and at the end, towards the end, I'll invite you into a home play where you can explore with these same questions and start to ask what's going on. And I don't have answers, but I have expanding awareness around it. Like, I'm perceiving things I couldn't perceive before. Like, one of the questions I started to ask as I really connected to the whole concept of there's something processing underneath is, so Truth, what does it feel like in your body when implanted mind is using you to process? And allow that information to come up, or body to tell you or show you, what does that feel like? What's an indicator that you can tell? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around that. Can we just try and create all of that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize. Resend vocal, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy.
Can you ask it again, please, Jaden?
Yeah. What am I asking?
Yeah. So what is everything that you decided was you, your body's feelings, that is actually implanted mind doing processing? Okay, there we go. Oh, and everything that is, you choose to destroy and then create all that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because my mind would have said that processing would sound like thoughts, or would sound like, or would feel like something, like I'd feel content. But I don't experience that. When I asked body, what do you experience? Body showed me this kind of fluttering sensation. It's like an energetic fluttering in my body. That,
it's like a distraction.
That is an indicator. The distraction is the chattering, is the song that's playing in my head, is the arguing with myself or explaining myself. Like, because there are times where lately I've been like, okay, so I want to quiet everything down, quiet everything down, quiet everything down, quiet everything down, silent, 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 silent. Like, and I would do whatever I could to get back to silence, and then watch what's the first thing that comes in. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all this?
Ooh, and all manipulation.
And everything all that is, can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Yep, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So one of the...
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
It's very interesting when you ask that question, how was body perceiving the processing of the implanted mind? As if took me right there, what I feel when I consume what I suppose not be consuming. I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Okay, that's really.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I'm here still.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Nice to have you here. Woo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So what is the most direct? We've opened a lot of can of worms here. Yes, go for it.
I didn't hear what she said. What was that?
Yeah, I didn't hear either.
I didn't either.
No.
Do you want to repeat it, Christina?
Christina talks really quiet, or the phone's really quiet, so it's really hard for the rest of us to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, when Jaden asked, how do bodies feel like when they process the implanted mind, whatever it is? What I got from body response was exactly what I was assuming was my body's reaction to any type of food that I supposed not be eating. It's exactly that energy. I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm still kind of in shock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it has been so long for me to do that combination of, okay, I eat dirty and then this is what I perceive. But when he asked that more general question, the energy is exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like yeah. There was a movie that I'll recommend if it feels light to you, that's called Zero Theorem, the Zero Theorem, and it's this wacky art film about a guy who was out of the box, who mind hired to process for it. And they show you graphically, he's moving blocks around to try to solve this theorem. He's not thinking about things. He just intuitively knows this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. And it was his way of processing for the machine. And so it's like, what is it that implanted mind uses you? How is it that implanted mind uses you to process things for it? And allow yourself to receive. And what are all the gifts and capacities that you have that implanted mind is using for its purposes? And receive. Wow. And where's everywhere that your body has been modified to process for implanted mind? Ooh. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around any of these things that we've opened up so far and more, can we destroy and create all that?
Yeah,
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Bless you. Triple or Gesundheit, triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, resend book you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So what is everywhere that your being has been programmed or altered to process for implanted mind? Wow. And everything that all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, all dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy, triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. And where's everywhere that your body has been programmed or altered to process for implanted mind? And everything that all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend the vocal you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy. And what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of this? And expand the size of the universe, multiverse, beyond that, beyond all that. And everything all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors. Ooh. Wow.
Hey, Jaden,
Yes.
something wants to kill me right now.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe and bigger than the multiverse and bigger than the beyondverse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And so what are all the energies that were that
It's a stalker energy too.
Yeah.
It's like stalking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are all the energies that are looking for the words? So all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So it's like, what are all the energies that are defenders for hiding the processing in your system? Defenders for hiding the processing in your body, defenders for hiding the processing in your being. Like their job is to make sure that you don't find out and you don't interfere with it. Yeah, all those. And where were you when all those energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? And pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all those points. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, freeze, tap down, freeze, tap down, freeze. Wow. And what are all their agendas? So that would be an agenda. An agenda would be your job is to protect implanted mind from ever being found out, or the processing from ever being found out. That's an agenda, and it's a living being that has other energies in service to it. So what are all the agendas here? What are all the stories, which again is like a scripted thing? Like think about a book as a story. Like it's got first this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and everything that's connected to that story will run that entire story. They have no choice. They've bought into the story. They have to do what the story says.
Okay.
Yep. So what are all the stories, agendas, and opinions? Again, living opinions, it's whatever, you get it all. And so what are all the beings that are in service to any of those? And everyone that's in charge of those, and everyone that's below all that. And where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception?
Wow.
Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, tracer, scan ideal, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, tracer, scan ideal. And who or what creator to source these? Creator source them, 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 all the way back to prime. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all the way back to prime. Where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? There we go. Whoa, hi. And what is everything you all said you would do for any of them, and anything they said they would do for you? Can we just try and cut out that?
Yes.
Yes.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. What is everything that was the benefit or value of engaging those energies? And what is everything that was not the benefit or value of engaging those energies? And everything that is, can we just try and create all those?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. Triple 360, vaporize, triple 360, liquefy. Resend, book, we can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And can we banish all these energies from all universes?
Yes.
I choose that.
I choose that. Prime creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Resend, voke, can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free us, let her. Free,
Yes.
Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anguish, banish, anguish, banish, anguish. There's stuff that's been in here so long. It's been in like since you were born or before. Let it go. 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 Yeah, all that. Let it go. Let it go. Not yours. Not you. 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 Anything that wants to be pulled out right now, let it be pulled out. And just let it go. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, evoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. How's that feel?
I was burning up. So hot.
Yeah. A little bit of energy there.
What about seeing things?
About what?
Seeing things that aren't there. I know it's not real, but it's like startles me, and I think about it.
Are you seeing things that are not real, or are you seeing other dimensions, other realities, other parallels, other energetic things?
Yes, the last one.
Yeah. So all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around that. Can we just try and create it all?
Yes.
Yep, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, announce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Now, I noticed for me personally, I see more things when I'm in a synthetic reality than the more I'm in a synthetic reality, the more stuff I'll see. So, I used to think it was cool, and then it became a pain in the ass to see all this stupid shit. Because the more I see it, it's also like more real in my reality. And it took me forever to figure out, but I finally got a sense that that's a synthetic reality. And so I would choose to be back in a authentic biotic universe and authentic biotic reality, like the real thing, instead of the synthetic thing, and destroy and create my attachment to it. And all of a sudden, I didn't see those things anymore. So that can be something you can explore with.
Jaden?
Yes.
I'm wondering what questions we can ask and what we can receive to just dismantle this whole synthetic mind.
Yeah. So what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to dismantle, deprogram, disconnect from
Create
implanted
beyond.
mind and create beyond and
Right.
outcreate?
Yes.
I like outcreate. That's it. We ought to name a course after that.
Probably be good.
It would be a really good course. And to outcreate implanted mind and receive.
Receive.
Oh. Wow. Wow. And what energy, space, and consciousness can we in our bodies be to get bigger than all of the paradigms that implanted mind is creating in and receive?
Receive.
I want to say to realize we are bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not that we have to get bigger.
Yeah.
That we are bigger.
That we are. That's really what it is. Yeah. Yeah. And receive that. Yeah.
How can we have implanted mind turn on itself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, let me show you some of the. Yeah. Let me keep going because there's some places Christina and I worked on this week, came up with some very cool things. I want to kind of give you more of the depth of what's going on, and then we'll kind of poke more into solutions of it. But yeah, but we definitely will go there. So what is so all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking around this or anything else that we've done in the past, that we're doing right now, or that we're going to do in the future.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? That shows you where we play. Like we're in all of those spaces simultaneously. And so everything that all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I choose that.
Yes.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And those of you who are in the time course, you can perceive that maybe easier than others. But what would it take for everybody to be able to perceive that too? Yeah, and receive. So what is it that implanted? I'm going to list a whole bunch of things and just notice what your energetic read is on these things. Like how much is this a thing going on for you? So what does implanted mind use you to process the most? To understand, for mind to understand your daily life? For mind to find ways to limit you? For military applications? For psychological studies or evaluations? To utilize your gifts and capacities? To create strategies to control and limit humanity? To create ways to make this world a better place for humanity? I need some contrast. To create ways for mind to completely take over this reality? To create ways to harness human capacities on a larger scale? To calculate winning lottery numbers? Or for something else? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of that, expand inside the universe, multiverse, beyond the verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. Totally outside of that. Just pop outside bigger than all that. And all the way down, go bigger than all that. Like there's a mountain of information down below. You get bigger than that. And there's a mountain of information back behind you. Go back outside of that, get bigger than that. Ooh, there you go. And there's a mountain of information above you. Get bigger than that. Ooh, pop up, totally up. It's like a mountain. Go above the peak of it, or all the peaks of it. Yeah. And the mountain out to the left, go totally outside of that. Ooh. Yep. And the mountains all the way to the right, go totally outside of those. We're grabbing all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, just totally outside of all that mountain of information. And all the mountains out in front of you, expand totally outside of all those. Woo. And all the mountains inside, expand outside of those. And all the mountains outside, mountains of information, expand outside of all of that. Now go bigger than all of that stuff, bigger than all. Just pop outside. Brain can't comprehend it. Just get bigger than it. Pop outside all those bubbles. Yeah, there you go. And now take all that stuff and just put it out in front of you. So you're not in the middle of it anymore. You're back behind it all, and it's all out in front of you. Put it all out in front of you. Freeze lock, all out in front, all out in front, all out in front, all out in front. All the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, all out front. And everything, all that stuff is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend the book you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors. Sovereign being, sovereign body, free will universe. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend the book you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors, banish, anchors. Wow. So of that list, what came up for you that was like, or interesting, or what came up for you?
Many.
Yeah, exactly. There were so many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lottery number. That's all done out of all that.
Serious? That came up the most?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
All of the above.
Yeah. Yeah.
Human capacities
Yeah.
on a larger scale came up for me big.
I'm sorry, I could barely hear you. Say that again.
Harnessing human capacities on a larger scale.
Yeah. 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 Feel the energy of that.
Yeah, that's
Remember the Matrix movie and the guy, I think it's Morpheus, he held up like an Energizer battery and he says like, you're a battery. And I remember tapping into that and going, yeah, that's kind of in the ballpark, but it's not totally the thing. It's not just that there's an energy drain and there is energy harvesting. Like there was more to that topic, and as I started poking in here, it's like, wow, okay. So here's another question for you. What % of your gifts and capacities do you have access to and can use? And what % does Implanted Mind have access to and can use?
All of it.
Anybody else? What do you notice?
Wow.
Like 2% me.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Should be the next call.
Yeah. So all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all this, can we choose to destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend book you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Where is everywhere that you recognize you or yourself in the weird limitations of this reality? Like you look on the news and some other weird thing pops up and you recognize your involvement or your connection to that somehow. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah.
You ever find yourself making yourself wrong for something that's happening in the world that you clearly, from a physical standpoint, have no connection to whatsoever.
Yeah.
How much are you being utilized to create limitation in this reality, or new weird shit in this reality? And where is everywhere that implanted mind uses your gifts and capacities in processing or during processing?
Well, that's stopping now.
Well, I kind of thought if I'd show you that, you might decide, yeah, I think we're going to do something different here. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Reniki's commands, booby traps around all this. Can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. One of the first courses that I ever did was called Be the Magic. And I have the capacity to perceive other people's gifts and abilities. And it takes a bit of working with a person, but I can start to perceive them. And I started to lead that group directly towards those things, and everything went. This is before I was aware of manipulation. Everything got really weird and stupid really quick, and I'm like, wow, what is that? And it's part of what led me to looking at manipulation. So it's like, how much of you, okay, what am I trying to say here? So what percent does implanted mind use your gifts and capacities against you?
Mm-hmm.
What percent does implanted mind use your gifts and capacities against all humanity? What percent against something else? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, and everything that you can change here, can we choose to change and destroy and create what we want to destroy and create?
Yes, I choose
Yes,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. You probably can understand at this point why I've walked around this week going, this is gonna fucking change. Once I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is gonna change. And that's why I invited in, this is a Be Your Magic or Be Your Brilliance group topic that I've gone outside. I'm like, I need more awareness. I need more group awareness to break through something. So that's why I invited all these other people in on the call. So where is everywhere that implanted mind uses your gifts and capacities to create limitation?
Wow.
Wow. And everything, all that is, and all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Reniki's commands, booby traps around all of that. Can we choose to destroy and create all of that?
Yes,
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And that yawn was very useful. Thank you. And so what is all the drugs, alcohol, medication, chemicals, and manipulated energies, and what are those other ones?
Allergens, toxins, and emotional residue.
Wow. Yeah. And expand the size of the universe, multiverse, universe, expand that. And everything that is, can we destroy and create, dissipate, release?
Yes, I choose
Yep, I choose that. Dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, and that's vaporize. And pull up any drain plugs and flush. And rinse. Let it all just drain out.
To uncreate and destroy all the drain plugs? Do we really need them?
I've been lately playing with destroying and creating them.
Okay.
But I keep finding new ones there, so I'm just... I had like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 layers of them earlier, and I was like, now there's only like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, woohoo, only 2 or 3. Yeah, I don't know. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I had an awareness. It's about, I've always wanted to use 100% of my brain, but there's these movies that when the people used 100% of their brain, they were like killing people and floating all over the place, and you know, laser beams was coming out of their eyes, and they just basically went nuts because they were using all their brain. Now, the awareness is, when you were talking, is it's not that my brain, 100% of my brain I want to use. I want to use 100% of my capacity.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And how much of that is deliberately, movies like that, deliberately put out to generate limitation, to like fear, disinformation, to cause you to not want to go there, to reinforce, don't go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I call disinformation. It's information that's put out to diss you, to cause you to not do something or not be who you are. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So now perceive, how much are your thoughts a cover for hidden processing that goes on underneath those thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Now you can perceive different stuff. Yeah. So expand size, the universe, multiverse, beyond verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that. Wow. And everything that all that stuff is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Reset, invoke, you can't reclaim, announce. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. How much are your thoughts disguised to make sense in your reality, but you're actually sub-processing something very different? Like the thoughts are just bullshit. What's being processed has nothing to do with those thoughts. Feel that?
Yeah.
And how much are the thoughts that are inserted in your reality just to cover for the emotions that are an indicator of what is really being processed? Like, so how much are these weird ass random emotions that we feel connected to you and your life? And how much is it connected to the processing that you're doing for Implanted Mind? And how much is it connected to something else? And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all of that, and all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, and detectable around that. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Resend, book, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, anchor, banish, anchor, banish, anchor. Summon being somebody free. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. What if the emotions you feel aren't related to your reality? They're a product of what you're processing for Implanted Mind. And just see what that brings up. Oh. And all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around this. Can we just try and cut all that?
Yeah, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose it. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Resend, book, you can't reclaim, announce. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy,
You are
vaporize.
getting very sleepy here.
Yeah, you know.
That's what that is. Yes. Thank you. So what are all the drugs, alcohol, medication, chemicals, manipulated energies, toxins, allergens, and anything else Max would say here? And he's asleep on the floor at the
I
moment.
was on mute. I was
No,
saying
it's okay.
allergens, toxins, and emotional residue.
An emotional residue around this, and everything, and expanded size, the universe, multiverse, beyond the verse, beyond that, and everything that is, can we dissipate, release, destroy, and create?
Yes, I
Yes,
choose
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release. Times a fun zillion, dissipate, release. All drain plugs up and flush.
Drain and flush.
Kick it off.
Wow.
Jaden.
Yes.
Also, I have this perception of the slow processing mind that doesn't allow anything. Can we clear that thing?
That's what that is. Yeah, I feel this slow, sluggish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is all that? Oh. What can we do with that? Wow. And wow. Receive. And how can we change all that? Wow. So allow yourself to perceive all your timelines and allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe, multiverse, beyond the verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond. And like get bigger than your timelines so your timelines are like something you can put between your hands. So your big timelines are smaller size. Shrink them down if you need to. Okay. And put one hand before the beginning of any of those timelines, one hand at beyond the end, the completion, thank you, of those timelines. And we're going to squash all of those timelines right here into the now, let it cleanse, and then release it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and then release. And what are all the timelines that have nothing going on in them but implanted mind?
Ooh.
It's not a question I'd asked before.
Wow.
Wow. And I just have to get bigger than that and shrink those down. And go before the end of, or before the beginning of that and after the completion of that. And we're going to bring them into the now and destroy them and create them in the now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smack. And vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 vaporize. Liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And I don't remember who I was processing with. I think it was Christina. I think we were talking about mine. And there was something about what if, so allow yourself to perceive how much does mind, how much is mind capable of interacting bigger than time, and how much is mind blind to time? What do you notice?
Anti-consciousness, unconsciousness.
Yep, all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around that. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yep, I choose it. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension. Triple 360 vaporize, rescindable key can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So I also want to clear. I'm feeling all the stuff that's like, ugh. So what is everything that we've, so how much, notice the stuff that you're feeling that's tired or challenged or lethargic or running out of power, running out of energy, anything like that. Anything that's not, woohoo! I just have to perceive all of that.
Exhausted.
Exhausted? Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Exhausted. And how much of that, those energies are you, someone else, something else? Whew. And all the something else's that are here that we've like ripped the guts out and they're running out of power. So allow yourself to perceive all that. Where were you when these something else's were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? Pre-tagged, pre-encapsulate at all those points. Pre-tagged, pre-encapsulate. And expand the size of the universe, multiverse, beyond the verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that. And let's use Max's revealing spray. So I like using 2 cans of revealing spray. So grab 2 cans and reveal all the stuff that's around that's sleepy or ooh, I got a lot of overhead. Ooh, a lot down below. And everything that's all that is, let's include that at where were you when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? Whoa, there you go. And pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all those points, including their stories, their agendas, everyone in service to that, and everyone or everything that created or sourced that all the way back to prime. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, trace, trace, scan, ID, all. Wow. And what is everything you agreed you would do for them, they agreed they would do for you? Can we just try and create all that?
Yes,
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. What is everything that was the benefit or value? What is everything that was not the benefit or value? Whoa. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And can we banish all these energies from all universes?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Prime creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim, renounce, vaporize. And just let go of all that stuff. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Sovereign being, somebody free as vaporize, liquefy. There you go. Yep, let it all go. Let it all go. Not you, not you. None of that is you. None of that is yours. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Not yours. Not yours. Not yours. Not yours. Bodies. None of that is yours. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Not yours. There you go. Not yours. Not yours. Not yours. Not yours. Let it go, body. Let it go, bodies. Let it go, bodies. Let it go. Yeah. All that. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Let it go. Not yours. None of that is yours. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. If it doesn't feel good, it's not yours. Body. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Everything remaining, can we destroy and create it all?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Sovereign being, somebody free is vaporize. How's that feel?
Well, I noticed something that, like, I'm feeling this in my, okay. For most of my life, I felt that what I did, I was one person, I don't have much impact. And that has really changed for me. And I'm kind of feeling like, okay, we got this group, and great that we've cleared everything, but now what can we contribute and what can we shift? Like, when are we going to get to it? It's kind of like, come on.
Yeah. Well, a lot of this call is about revealing, is about exposing what's going on. And so where I'm at right now is about asking a lot of questions so I can get a handle on, like, the whole processing thing. I've only been aware of for a couple weeks now. Well, that's not totally true. I've really got for a couple weeks. So it's like, wow, what big questions can we ask? Because for me, what I've noticed is once I can perceive the magnitude of something, I can begin to change it. But you're asking for something. Okay, so I'm not talking to what you're asking for. What is it that you're suggesting, Rosie?
Well, I'm just saying, what is it? What are the gifts and capacities on the infinite level that we in this group have been expanded into that is already shifting this beyond our wildest imagination?
Okay.
Like, it's going, and how do we also perceive that? And, like,
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
are doing, like even in the perceiving of this, we are shifting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what awareness can we have about, like, it's not, well, what can we receive about that awareness, that aspect of what's going on?
Yeah.
Or what can we acknowledge that we've done, or that
we are doing right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
and receive.
It's the acknowledgement piece, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So what's interesting for me is when I bumped into the thing about mind not having the fluid capacity with time that we do, it's like, what play outside of time can we do? And those of you who took the time course, you get the sense of this. What play can we do outside of time that would allow us to alter implanted mind from the beginning? Like, just sort of rip the guts out of it or change it right here,
like
right
it
now.
never existed.
So
Yeah.
as if it never existed.
So it's never
Yeah.
existed.
And
Yeah.
receive.
Ooh, that feels juicy. Why, I can't even sit down for that one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So one of the things, so I'll get into the receiving question. So what energy, space, and consciousness, so I recognized that, like, what if who you be as an infinite being is actually dangerous to implanted mind?
Of course it is.
Yeah. But let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel that.
Receive.
For some of you, that's like a new concept. So what is all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps around all that? Oh. And everything all that is, can we choose to destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Reset the book, you can't reclaim. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Oh. So what energy, space, and consciousness? So So if you're dangerous to implanted mind, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the dangerous to implanted mind that you truly be and receive? And where's everywhere that you modified yourself or modified your body to not be dangerous to implanted mind? Oh. Everything that is, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy. Resend book, you can't reclaim it. Now it's vaporize.
Jaden?
What energy, space?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a second, Rosie. This keeps coming up for me. In my the word autoimmune, because I've had an autoimmune disease in my body. So how much has been autoimmune is actually being attacked, or what's going on?
How much of autoimmune is a side effect of processing for implanted mind? Receive.
A lot.
Yeah. Or a body response.
Mm-hmm. Or a body response to it.
Yeah, to the frequencies that it can't frequency match to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's all kinds of iterations of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you're on something there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll play with that.
Yeah. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be? This is one Christina and I came up with. What energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be poisonous to implanted mind and receive? Body took some specific pleasure in that one. It's like, yeah.
Venomous.
Venomous. Ooh, venomous to implanted mind and receive. Wow.
So, and what energy, space, and consciousness can we be to be aware that we already are venomous?
Yeah.
Right now, right here, right now.
Yep. And receive.
Right here, right now. Collectively, even worse.
Venomous times a godzillion. No, times a funzillion. Times a funzillion. God. Thank you, God. You can leave now. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to deprogram from all mind systems, mind constructs, and mind programming right here, right now, and receive? Wow. And allow yourself, seeing we haven't done programs, what are all the programs that are in or around all of this stuff? All the programs that are up or active that sync you up with implanted mind, that connect you with implanted mind, that disguise or mask implanted mind, or facilitate processing in any way. Because I perceive that there's a connection there between programs and implanted mind. They work with each other. So allow yourself to perceive all the programs in around all of that. Mm-hmm. Wow. And all programs freeze and lock. Put them all out in front of you. Freeze, lock. Freeze, lock. Ooh. And everything from back behind, out front, freeze, lock. Everything from below, all programs below, out front, freeze, lock. All programs above, out front, freeze, lock. All programs left, out front, freeze, lock. All programs to the right, out front, freeze, lock. All programs inside, out front, freeze, lock. All programs outside, out front, freeze, lock. And all intercessions exterminate here now. All intercommunications exterminate here now. All interconnections exterminate here now. Ooh. All programs terminate here now. Ooh. All programs exterminate here now. Ooh. and allow yourself to strip out all the power supplies and power sources that these programs have used and trade them in the underground, or in the what do we call it, Max? In the, I just do it. I don't
Underground
talk about
market.
it.
Yeah.
In the underground market for things that your body would most prefer to have. Like, might as well use all that stuff to your advantage somehow. Just trade it in for things your body would like to have.
And body likes those.
And body likes, yeah. And everything remaining, all this stuff remaining, can we destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. And what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to exterminate all mind systems, mind constructs, and programming right here, right now? And receive. Wow. And what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to exterminate all processing for implanted mind to your individual advantage? So you do it in a way that works for you. And receive.
Receive.
And what are all the energies that are, all the beings and energies that are on our side, quote unquote, that are seeking to support us in terminating the processing and the manipulation with implanted mind? And what is everything that they desire or require that we could energetically provide that would allow them to support us in dismantling implanted mind to our advantage? And allow yourself to perceive everything, amplify times a funzillion, frequency match, and gift it. Because what if we're not alone doing this? And everything desired or required, even by the planet, by the universe, by the multiverse, by Prime Creator, everything desired or required. Remember, we go bigger than, so expand to bigger than the universe, bigger than a multiverse, bigger than the beyondverse, beyond that, bigger than the infinite realms. Connect into all the resources that you have that could be useful here. Amplify everything desired or required, frequency match, and gift. Because there's awareness we can bring from beyond that helps turn everything around here. With ease, or with simplicity, with fun, with delight. And what is everything remaining desired or required? Amplify, frequency match, and gift. And what is everything desired or required that our bodies and beings, what is everything we desire or require to our advantage, to our benefit, that would allow us to outcreate implanted mind and go beyond all processing, exterminate all processing, and begin to just turn this around in a way that works for us? So is everything that you desire require, or no, was everything this group desires or requires? That includes the universe, that includes planet, that includes all those other energies. So expand to bigger than the universe, multiverse, beyond that, bigger than the infinite realms. Was everything desired or required? Amplify times a funzillion, frequency match, and gift. And allow yourself to receive. And what is everything desired or required? Amplify, frequency match, and gift to the group. Ooh. Wow. And receive. And everything remaining that the group desires or requires, or that you desire or require. And amplify, frequency match, gift, and receive. Wow. 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 So I want to invite you in. If you're in Be Your Brilliance, that's going to be the main place where we'll keep going with this topic in Be Your Brilliance. And if you're not in the Be Your Brilliance program and you want to keep going on this topic, I could send you a link to that. We get you set up there. If you're now creating and you want to talk about it there, talk about it there. If you're in Playing with Time, you could talk about it there. But I won't continue it outside of there for a while. So if you want to keep current, join us in the Be Your Brilliance program. But feel free to talk about what your awarenesses are, ask questions, like start this dialogue around this topic. Like, what can we as a group begin to surface that would allow this whole thing to just go pop? I know there's a simple solution to this. I know it. Play, I've been playing with play. That seems to do more than I would have expected it to do. So play with play around Implanted Mind and keep asking a lot of questions around that. So what is everything we would clear if we were to clear for a whole hour more around Implanted Mind or gifts and capacities or all these topics? What is everything we would clear? And expand to bigger than the universe, multiverse, beyond the verse, beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, and everything. All that is. Can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension, vaporize, all dimension, liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Sovereign being, somebody first, vaporize. And banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Resend, look, you can't reclaim, vaporize, liquefy. So where were you when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced, or at their inception? And everything above and below that, all their stories, agendas, everything intertangled all the way back to prime, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all. Where were you when all those energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced? Can we banish all those energies from all your universes?
All universes, yes, I choose
that. Yeah, I choose that.
Vaporize.
Prime creator, banish all these energies. Do this now. Banish, vanquish, resend, look, you can't reclaim, vaporize, there you go. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, you're getting good at this. Yeah, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Everything you agreed, they agreed. Everything it was the benefit or value, everything is not the benefit or value. Can we just try and create that?
Yes, I choose
yeah.
that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Resend, vote, you can't reclaim, vaporize, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, there you go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And what is everything that we would receive if we were to keep asking questions and receive for a whole other hour, including about our gifts and capacities and how to reclaim that from processing and receive.
Receive.
And just receiving your back doorways. If you got stuff blocking, just receiving those hidden places that you don't let anybody know about, but you know that you can receive from. All the secret receiving places, receive. And everything blocking your capacity to receive or limiting it or throttling it in any way, can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. All dimension vaporize, all dimension liquefy. Triple 360 vaporize, triple 360 liquefy. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Allow yourself to perceive all of your timelines, time streams. Go one hand before the beginning, one hand after the
completion.
And we'll bring it into the now and we'll cleanse it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And let it go back. Clean, sparkly. Ooh.
Hey, Jaden.
Yes.
In the clearing, you're using like all the agendas, the stories. How about the completed books?
Yeah, I include that in stories. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, stories is the thread of the book. Yeah. But do that, add that, because I see you have that awareness of it. Yes, add that.
Yeah, because it's a limitation. So if you can uncreate the book, it's,
you got it. Do it.
No. All right.
You got it. Do it.
Okay.
Make it yours. Make it happen now. Yeah. So what is everything we'd receive if we were to receive for an hour? Receive? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's much better. Wow. Yeah. And ask what else is possible. Receive.
What else is possible?
What else is possible?
What else is possible?
Beyond our wildest imagination.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
And what else is possible? Receive.
What else is possible? Receive.
And what else is possible? And receive.
And what else is possible?
What else is possible?
And what is everything that we would create? Because as we were going along, like we could perceive all these possibilities, and as a group, we would start creating entirely new realities and possibilities. What is everything we would create if we were to spend a whole hour exploring, creating new possibilities? And receive.
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 Now. And receive.
Receive.
Wow. And allow yourself to perceive all of those things that we could create as a group that you would most like to create, all the ones that feel really juicy to you and are like, wow, that would be so cool. Like, and allow yourself to choose those. So I choose those. Universe, bring me those now.
I choose those. Universe, bring me those now.
Bring me those now.
And receive.
Receive.
Yeah. And just receive the finished completion of that. Outside of time. Receive the finished completion. All the answers, all the solutions. It's already done right here, right now. Yeah, that's how that works. You got it. Woo! And, I have chosen that. No, I'm choosing that. Universe, bring me that now.
I am
choosing that. Universe, bring me that now.
Bring me that now.
Receive.
Receive.
And if you're in Be Your Brilliance and used to doing body already, and that works better for you, use body instead of universe. And I have chosen that. Universe, bring me that now.
I have chosen
that.
Universe, bring me that now.
Universe, body, bring me that now.
And receive.
Receive.
Whoa. Wow. Wow. And I embody that.
I embody that.
I
embody that.
Just notice where, like, it's right there. You're kind of like acknowledging that it is. It's right there. I embody it already. It's just right there. You feel that? That is so cool. That's so cool. Wow. Okay. So thank you for coming down my foxhole and exploring deprogramming implanted mind. Yeah, this is just call one. We'll keep going in here. What else is possible? What else is possible? Thank you for all of the shared, like when you look at how much of your gifts and capacities you have access to and how much you have in programming or in processing, it's like, what if when we get together as a group, we actually start to change all that stuff? What if there's something about us getting together, and it's beyond the mind, like it's beyond, I don't think about it, I don't see it. It's like, what if the energies of us getting together, what if you being you with us changes stuff? Thank you for who you be that allows that to occur. Thank you for all the work you've done on you to be to this level of awareness where you can be this contribution. And even if you're not aware of it, what if it's happening anyway? Allow yourself to perceive that. Wow. Allow yourself to
be aware of it.
Yeah. Allow yourself to perceive the amount of change that, allow yourself to perceive the amount of change that is being created as a result of this group together on this call here.
Wow.
Now, don't think about this. Don't make yourself wrong. Don't do anything about it. Just watch the information. Allow yourself to perceive, I'll go back to it, all the change that's occurred as a result of this group here. Now, allow yourself to perceive what that change would be, the magnitude of that change, if you weren't here. What do you notice?
Yeah, smaller.
Dollar.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was Dollar was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. It's like that's the difference that you personally have made today just by your presence here in this group. How cool is that? Wow. So like the further I go along, the more I perceive your contributions almost independently. And it's like, what would it take for all of us to be able to perceive the contribution that we be just because of who we are and receive? So thank you for being the brilliance that you be right here, right now, already, and who you become in the future too. Thank you so much. So thanks for coming and playing with us today.
Thank you.
Yay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Jaden.
And
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yep.
We'll see you on the inside of Be Your Brilliance, and let's keep playing. We'll do more of this. I'm not sure when, but talk about it in Facebook, in the groups. Let's bring up more information. Let's change this right here, right now. Let's do
play.
This. Let's play.
Yes.
It's
Let's
great.
play.
Very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye. And it's great seeing you. Thank you.
Can you turn my video back on?
You
No,
can
you have
turn
to
your
turn
video
your own
back on.
I can't turn it back on. I've tried to do it from
Who is
here.
this?
This is Jewel, and it's
Jewel.
saying I can't.
Let me see. I can
I
only
keep
ask you
asking.
to start your
Yeah.
video, but you have to
Oh.
select it.
It says you can't start your video because the host has stopped it.
Oh, well, that's
There
not
it is.
useful. Okay.
Well, we tried to do it because we said we can allow you to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Yeah. If that weird stuff comes up, let us know, and we'll change it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Whee.